I did 18 rows of this single crochet. It's really pretty. And my blanket lengthwise is done. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And I'm going to start on my border. There we go. Ended. So when I stand up, I'm 5'6", and when I stand up and the bottom of my blanket touches the floor, the top of it right here, or the other end, whatever end, touches above my head. So I stand up and it's like above my head. And that's where I want it because I want to be able to tuck in my little toes. So now we're going to start our border. I have gray for that. I have a big, huge skein of this mainstay I got at Walmart. And I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to put maybe a design on it yet. I haven't really decided. But let's go ahead and start. So I want to start in this corner right here where I just ended. I'm going to start right here. And when we get to the sides, you know how far your stitches are. You're just going to go in. Like I'll go in right here, 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 here. I'll just keep going around. And I'm just going to go right inside it. I'm going to do one single crochet all the way around. That will be my my first row all the way around so that I can get a good base. I'm going to go ahead, I have my slip knot. I'm going to go ahead and start right here. I'm going to do a half double crochet all the way around. I want it to be my foundation row. And I'm just going to yarn over. I'm going to start right here. Pull it all the way through. I think this gray will blend all my colors in together nicely. And when I get to the corners, I'm going to do like I would for right here in the corner, this very last stitch, for a granny square. I'm going to do 3 half double crochets. I'm going to chain 1 and do 3 more in the same opening. And this is what I'm going to do in each corner. So each corner I come to, this is what I'm going to do. Kind of exciting doing the border. So now you can see here, you know how far these stitches are. I'm going to go into each stitch here. When you get to some of the other ones, like the puff stitch and all that, just go in to where you think you need to go into. So you can see my corner here. It's going this way. I'm not going to go into this first one here, because if I do, it's going to make it be all squished up. So I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to go into the next stitch next to it. And I did that because I wanted it to lay flatter and nicer. So now I'm just going to go in all the way around. This is working up really nice. I like this gray. It's not it's not sparkly, but it just has something to it that just looks nice. It's just setting off really nice. So you can do this. Just go around doing my half double crochets. I think this will be a nice stitch to be my foundation row. It really didn't take me very long to make this blanket. So you can make a crocheted blanket depending on the time that you have. Pretty impressed that I did mine in 12 days, 13 days. And here, when you start changing, just make sure that I'm going to put one here, here, here. So there's no set place. You just know how much room you usually have in between your stitches, and that's where you're going to go. You don't want too many stitches in one area because you don't want it to be puffed out. And you don't want them to be too far apart, or you'll be able to tell that too. But just go in where you think you need to go in at. See, I think that looks really good. I've had so much fun doing this. Thinking about my next project already. So many things I want to do. So many projects. Things I would like to share. That stitch is so pretty. That's the moss stitch. So pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. So just keep going around. Sure you yarn over. I do want to be a little picky about where I go into. And the best part is if you don't like it, you can tear it back apart. Just stop and take a look. So when you come to the end, just make sure you do 3 half double crochets, chain 1, 3 half double crochets, and go to the next one. Here we are going by the puff stitches. I just realized I'm working on the back of my blanket. I guess I didn't even realize that. That's okay, I don't mind. So this is coming along really well. I'm just going to continue to go all the way around. Here we're coming to those pretty little weirdo little stitches. Kind of looks like a little half shell, baby shell. And like I said before, these ends were not completely straight because of all the stitches being different tightnesses, but that's okay. And I'm going to do these, since it seemed to be billowing out a little bit, just doing them a little bit further apart so I can bring them together. And like I said, you just put it where you feel like it needs to be, and if you don't like it, you can just tear it out. Do it again till you get it right. Here's our moss stitch. Super cute. I really enjoyed doing that, and I really enjoyed doing the different colors too, and how it had a pattern to it. So just keep going all the way to the end. I'm quite surprised that this went as quick as it did. I went all the way around. I did notice that I started going around on the wrong side of my blanket, and so I want to turn around, so I'm working on the right side of my blanket. So what I'm going to do, if you're on your right side, you can just keep going in the back loops, but I'm going to go ahead and attach mine and turn mine. So I'm on the right side. As long as you're on your right side, you're fine. And I'm going to chain 2. So this counts as my first double crochet, so I'm going to go into the next stitch. I want to go in the front loops, and I want to do a double crochet all the way around. So I'm going to yarn over. I'm not going to go into this first one right next to it because that's going to count as my first double crochet. I'm going to go into the next one, and I'm going to go in the front loop only. And I'm going to do a double crochet. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I am working on the right side of my blanket now, which I wanted, so that this is my right side. I kind of like that pattern right there. And then here's my double crochet. That way my double crochet is facing the front of my blanket. So I am going in the front loops only. You can see that the back loops are here. See my B? I'm just going to go in that front loop only. And I'm just going to do that all the way around. When you get here to the corner, I crocheted 1, 2, and then right here I'm just going to do a double crochet in that opening. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do another double crochet in that opening. You can see here's my 2 double crochets, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm just going to go in the front loops. And then I'm just going to continue to go all the way around. So every corner I'm going to do the same thing. Just make sure you only go in the front loops. I'm going to go all the way up, chain 1, and then do 2 of the 3 that are in that stitch. You can see it lays nice and flat, and that's all you're going to do for your corners. And then just keep going all the way around. So I went around with my double crochet in the front loops only. You can see I still have the back loops available, and we are going to go into those later and make this a really super thick border. I did go around, and I went into the 2 double crochets here, and then I did a double crochet in that corner, chained 1, and did another double crochet and did these 2. So I'm going to go around a few more times here, just keep going around, but when I come to the corners, instead of just doing 1 double crochet, I'm going to do 2 because I want to make sure that it doesn't start crinkling up. Everybody crochets different, tight, loose. You can always put more here in this corner if you want to. Maybe your stitches are going to be tighter than mine. So I'm going to go ahead and go in this last double crochet. I'm so glad I buried all my tails as I went because it could have just been a real nasty mess. But if you didn't bury your tails, you can always bring them up behind here, and then you can have them in the middle of your what am I trying to say? Your trim here. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the top of this chain. Do my slip stitch. I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to go around a few more times. I don't know how many times I'm going to go around. You can decide that for yourself. But I'm just going to sit here, relax, and continue to do my double crochets. I don't know if I want how thick I want it, or even if I'll put a design in the middle of it. I will decide that as I go on, but I'm really happy with the way the border, there it is, the word border. Really happy with the way the border came out. I think this gray is setting off all the colors. And when I crocheted around, it did go really easy, really nice. So even though my edges were off a bit, quite a bit, some of them, I think this border is going to help to just get it all evened out. So go ahead, just continue to go around on your border. Once I get this as far as I want it to be, then I'm going to turn my work, probably start somewhere around here. Then I will do a double crochet in these front loops, and I will mirror whatever I did on this side. And then I will take them, put them together, and do a either single crochet or slip stitch around the outside to put them together. And that will be my border. So I've told you my plan. So if you want to go ahead and do that, you can make this as wide as you want. You could end it here if you wanted to, and then do another double crochet in the front loops and then put them together. That would be a small little border. Or you could just keep going around as many times as you want. I mean, shoot, you could have a huge big border that would be nice and thick. That would be really pretty too. So you can just decide what you want and keep on going. I'm going to keep on going, and I will be back soon. Thank you. Bye.